Hello, I am Brachiosaurus, or Braxtoninus. I am here to talk about the time I broke my leg. So you're probably thinking, how did you break your leg? Well, it wasn't recent. It was back in 2021, in October. In 2 months, I would be 10 years old. Although this is a true story, I made this writing piece in my writing class in school. So please enjoy. And take this as a side note, my writing just describes this in basic ways, so I will read that first and then read it again in better detail and give you more information. It was all in October, a fall festival. I saw an inflatable my dad pointed out. It looked fun, so I hopped in. A pillar vertically spun around, and you had to jump over it. I saw it coming right at me, and I jumped, but it was too late. A sharp pain went through my leg and up my back. I fell over and tried to get up. I couldn't. I speak to the worker. "Hey, sir, I can't get up." The worker told me, "Just get up," he said. My mom saw me and got on the inflatable. Then he ended up stopping the spinning thing. My friends from school saw and tried to help. The next day, I went to the ER and found out I broke my leg. Worst fall ever. So that was the end of the writing. It was just a short writing piece I did, but now I'm going to give you more details. So before the summer of 2022, I lived in around the Kansas City area. My little town I lived in liked to do festivals for each holiday, and this was just the fall one. There was food, there was games, and there was inflatables. And as I said before, one of them my dad pointed out, it was one of those wipeout games, but not a particular one. Instead of it just spinning around in one direction, this one went up and down, left to right, and did anything you could imagine. So I was watching people get on, and I saw a kid get hit by the wipeout pillar, and he flew out of the inflatable itself. That kind of made me hesitate for a second, do I really want to get on here? But my friends were behind me in line and my brother was in front of me. I thought this was going to be fun. Right before we got on, my brother backed out. So I was on with my 3 other friends. This is like the little control pad thingy that you use control the inflatable spinner thingy. In this case, whenever I went, it was in the back, so just note that. The following video contains no graphic content, only shows me fall down and not get back up. Here we go, I thought. I saw the log start moving, and I was very hesitant. You can see me get off that little stump I was on. I did not want to get hurt. The first time I got hit, I did not get hurt. But this time, that's where I broke my leg. You can see me trying to grab this alligator thingy. I'm talking to the worker right now and telling him I can't get up. He just told me I was fine and to get back up. I told him I couldn't. My dad noticed me at this point and saw me about to cry. This is the original audio from the video. That's when my mom had to step in, go on the inflatable in her high heels, and get me out of there. My friends first tried to get me up, but they soon realized they weren't going to get me up. Well, first off, I was bigger than all of them, and second off, I had a broken leg. My mom picked me up, and I was screaming out in pain. They laid me on the floor outside of the inflatable. We waited there from an hour or 30 minutes to an hour, and a golf cart finally showed up, and they had to slowly pick me up and put me on the back of the golf cart. Then they dropped me off onto the back seat of my car. We drove home, and then for another 30 minutes, I sat in the car on the driveway, not wanting to feel that excruciating pain of getting picked up. But I had to eventually. My parents laid out a bed on the couch, so I didn't have to go all the way to my bedroom. I slept there, and then I woke up in the morning, and my parents told me I had to go to the doctor to go see what was going on. So we drove to the hospital at like 6 o'clock, and they had to pick me up, put me in a wheelchair, and then pick me up onto a table to do x-rays. We waited in a room for like 15 minutes, and we found out I broke my tibia on my left leg. And whenever I heard that, I was just very surprised. But they already had sat me on the table about where they would put me to put a cast on, so they did not have to lift me up again. I picked the color purple because that was my favorite color, and for a couple months I just stayed in that cast. It was from my upper leg all the way down to my toes. You could just see my toes sticking out, and that's it. It was not that fun because I did not get to do football, basketball, or sports and activities that I like doing. But, well, sometimes life gives you things you don't really want, but sometimes you just have to deal with it. And yeah, that is the story on how I broke my leg. I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment down below if you've ever broken a bone, and comment the whole story. Or you could also make a video on YouTube and link my channel name, and I will check it out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Peace out.